Hello, and welcome to Channel Zero TV with John and John. I'm John,
And I'm John.
and we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to introduce you to not a movie, but a product through a couple of musical interludes, and that product is Hadacol. John, you want to tell folks a little bit about Hadacol's run from 1943 to 1951?
Hadacol is probably the last of the great patent medicines. It was marketed out of Louisiana by a very enterprising and persuasive state senator, Dudley LeBlanc, a fairly powerful politician who was in and out of the state senate at various times in Louisiana history. He hit upon this notion of a patent medicine that could be relentlessly sold over the radio, through music, through old-fashioned medicine shows that, went all over the South at the height of this stuff. It was on the radio, on TV, it was everywhere.
And we're going to listen to a couple of those radio interludes, and we'll be back in between to talk a little bit more about Hadacol and the man behind it.
Mothers, wake up to the truth about your daughter or son. Read the recent startling article in the Reader's Digest about teenagers' harmful eating habits. Learn how our nation's teenagers are actually starving for vitamins and minerals needed for growth, to build strong bones and muscles, to help them become healthy adults. This is due to their eating the wrong kind of foods. So mother, if your son or daughter is cross, lacks energy and pep, always tired due to vitamin and mineral deficiencies, it's time you checked his or her eating habits. You may find that your own child is a diet delinquent. So see that your teenager is assured of an adequate daily supply of vitamins B1, B2, niacin, iron, and other essential minerals. You can do this easily by giving new, enriched Hadacol, the famous dietary supplement. Yes, keep Hadacol on the dining table so every member of your family, grown-ups as well as youngsters, can reach for it daily. Famous liquid Hadacol or the new easy-to-carry, easy-to-take Hadacol capsules. Over 45 million bottles sold. Why let any member of your family become a diet delinquent? Get new, enriched Hadacol today.
Now, Hadacol did indeed have all those vitamins in it, but if I recall, it also had a couple other ingredients I would not normally associate with giving to children. John, do you want to get into the composition of Hadacol a little bit?
Yeah, let's be blunt here. Hadacol was a B vitamin syrup, a little bit of cherry flavoring, so I've been told, a small amount of hydrochloric acid, if you can believe it, and 12% alcohol, making it about 24 proof. It was tremendously popular in dry counties down south. You could buy it through the mail. You could get it at the pharmacy. At the height of its appeal, you could buy it by the shot glass over the counter in a pharmacy.
And we should recall that patent medicine with high alcohol content go back a long way, even before Prohibition. You think of Lydia Pinkham and some of the other medicine cures that, in fact, did make you feel better, but that was because of the alcohol content. And actually, even the case of the hydrochloric acid, I know you told me, John, there were other reasons why it was included in there, but I believe it does speed up the absorption of alcohol. Small quantities of hydrochloric acid speed up the absorption of alcohol, which made you feel, quote unquote, better faster.
Right. I believe hydrochloric acid was included in the so-called formula simply to make it taste bitter. It was Dudley LeBlanc's theory that people wouldn't drink it if it didn't taste bad. They wouldn't get this sensation. It must be good for me. It tastes bad.
Who is this Dudley LeBlanc? I mean, he seems to be the mastermind behind this great breakthrough. Do you want to tell listeners a little bit about where he came from and what he was all about?
He was the great practitioner of sell the sizzle, not the steak. He started out as a traveling salesman in the back roads of Louisiana, where he was apparently a pretty good friend of Earl K. Long, the brother of Huey Long, of the storied Long political family down in Louisiana. He was renowned for his salesman skills, and he owned a patent medicine company in the 1940s that was manufacturing some headache powders that did indeed get shut down by the FDA. He was looking around for, a new patent medicine to market, and he just hit on this vitamin-laced 12-proof concoction that really inspired his selling skills to an absurd degree.
And the level of marketing of this product, people might be thinking about this sort of selling in the back of a covered wagon or back of a car, but this involved musicians, Hollywood stars, caravans, celebrations programs. I mean, this was a real big deal.
Oh God, yeah. Dudley LeBlanc, God bless him. I mean, he solicited and patronized a lot of musicians. He was paying, songwriters to come up with jingles with songs. He was working with people like, Hank Williams to do these recordings. The Hadacol Goodwill Caravan in 1951 had everybody from, Roy Acuff to Jimmy Cagney and Lucille Ball in the lineup. They toured all over the South and played to 10 and 20,000 people.
And speaking of entertainment, let's take another break and listen to one of the Hadacol anthems.
Well, down in Louisiana in the bright sunshine, they do a little boogie woogie all the time. They do the Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie makes you boogie woogie all the time. Standing on the corner with a bottle in my hand, and up stepped the mama, said my Hadacol man, she done the Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie makes you boogie woogie all the time. I went down to the farm to rest about a week, but the farmer's wife, she got to walking in her sleep. She done the Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie makes you boogie woogie all the time. Your radiator leaks and your motor stands still, give her a Hadacol and watch her boogie up the hill. She'll do the Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie makes you boogie woogie all the time. The rooster and the hen were standing in the shade. The rooster done the boogie while the hen laid the egg. He done the Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie makes you boogie woogie all the time. The other little chickens, they gathered around. They done the boogie woogie till the sun went down. They done the Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie. Hadacol boogie. The Hadacol boogie makes you boogie woogie all the time.
And we should note that that was just one of many Hadacol numbers that were recorded over the 7 or 8 years when Hadacol was on the ascendant. But in 1951, things all fell apart. John, you want to tell people what represented the end of the Hadacol era?
It's funny. The FDA never got Dudley LeBlanc on the composition of Hadacol as a patent medicine. They came down hard on him on the claims that he made about its efficacy in treating various very real diseases. But that was a mere matter for him of just changing the copy that he was using to advertise and stuff. No, what happened was he sold the company to a group of investors because he was making millions of dollars off of this stuff. They thought they were getting a gold mine, but as they found out when they acquired the company was that he was spending more than he was taking in, all of it on these lavish, patent medicine shows, the caravans. There were several of them. There was an African-American caravan that went out. There was a Cajun caravan that went out. And all of this was costing million upon millions of dollars. So, the company eventually ended up being essentially a pyramid scheme and ended up in bankruptcy.
Well, thank goodness we've come to a point in time where nobody would ever fall for that kind of scam again.
Oh, God, yeah. We are so much more evolved than we were in 1951.
Except the $8 million he was in debt was just the catering budget for Theranos.
Exactly. There's a very famous story about Dudley LeBlanc. Again, as I mentioned out, he was a pretty powerful politician in Louisiana. At one point, Earl Long sought out Dudley's endorsement when Earl was running for governor in 1948. So eventually they fixed it up. Dudley Dudley endorsed Earl, in return for which Earl promised to pass Dudley's long-cherished legislation to guarantee all elderly persons in Louisiana a $50 a month state pension. And Earl was good to his word. When he was elected governor, this pension was written into law. And Dudley was so happy that he was now, of course, president of the Louisiana State Senate, a fairly powerful and important position. He immediately sent out 100,000 postcards to elderly voters throughout Louisiana, one proclaiming himself the author of this old age pension. On the other side of the postcard was a lavish advertisement for Hadacol.
Okay, and with that, I think we're going to leave off with the miraculous remedy Hadacol. There's a bunch of other music on the web. I think finding any of the sort of Hadacol paraphernalia, like this comic book image, would be a really rare find if you ever stumble on it. But we appreciate you joining us, and we'll hope you join us next time. Until then, I'm John.
And I'm John.
Keep yourself safe.